Andre, I'm gonna have to break it to you.
What?
But diesels in heavy-duty trucks are dead.
No, you're wrong.
You know what? I will prove it to you. You know that Ford just introduced a 7.3 liter gasoline engine.
Yes?
I believe you were there and you spoke with the engineer.
I did, and the engineer explained the entire engine to me with a pushrod design and narrow angle.
In this video, Andre, not only are we going to find out about that engine, but I am going to prove to you why you are wrong. So let's cut to the interview with that engineer so you guys can learn a little bit more about the new engine.
And so the exhaust manifolds are very tough, intended for the severe use that the vehicles will see. Mm-hmm. You asked about the fuel system.
Yeah.
This engine's PFI, so it's port fuel injected.
Okay.
We went that way because we can deliver the fuel economy with all the optimization we did in the rest of the engine. So this is a case where we could have gone DI. Ford obviously uses DI on many engines.
Sure.
But in this case, we put a lot of technology actually into the engineering, so we didn't have to put that piece of technology in for the customer to pay for. And so we get the fuel economy that's required with PFI to the overall engineering we did on the total engine. It's part of the reason why 7.3 liters was such an important answer, is by optimizing the engine displacement to exactly what the customer needs. You don't have to buy other things to try to reach to the displacement it should have been.
So Andre, there's two ways of looking at this 7.3 liter gasoline engine.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the gasp, the final throes of death of gasoline-powered vehicles.
And it is.
No, it isn't. No, you're wrong. Or it could be the start of a new trend. Because now, follow my thinking, right?
Okay.
That engine is going to go into a heavy-duty truck.
Yes.
And that engine, when coupled with a battery, as in a hybrid, could easily replace and surpass a diesel engine.
So you want to make the new gas V8 with an electric motor and a hybrid system?
I don't want to do it. I think that's what the truck manufacturers are going to do. And I'll tell you why. Because gasoline engines are lighter, they're more popular, they're easier to fill up, they're cleaner. And when paired with an electric motor, as in a hybrid, they can provide everything that a truck needs, especially a heavy-duty truck. And diesel engines, on the other hand, are dirty, are hard to certify, and have a horrible reputation in this country.
Tell me why, then, companies like Cummins, companies like Ford have just also redesigned their engines.
We have a new turbocharger with lower inertia for better throttle response, and we also have a redesigned vane kit that directs the air into the turbine wheel that offers improved fuel efficiency and performance.
Okay.
The other thing we've changed here on the turbocharger is we've gone to an all-electric motor actuator, such that it is now response is now improved in colder climates.
Okay.
The previous second generation was electro-hydraulic.
So if you remember in Detroit, Cummins came out with an all-new design for their 6.7 liter straight six diesel engine with 1,000 pound-feet of torque for a pickup truck. They redesigned it, right? Ford also just updated the 6.7 liter Power Stroke.
Yeah, but how long ago did they start that process?
Well, this started 100 years ago.
No, the process for the current Cummins. How long ago did that start? That probably started 10
a couple years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking into the future, Andre. What I see is a gasoline engine paired with an electric motor and a battery that gives you the best of both worlds. It's fuel efficient and it's torquey, which is exactly what diesels are, right? Diesels are fuel efficient and they're torquey.
Yes.
The problem with diesels is that the engines are heavy, they're hard to certify,
Okay.
and they're expensive.
Well, that's true. There's cost associated with the after treatment of the exhaust systems, right? All the emissions that have to go with it. But just answer me this. Why do commercial trucking companies currently they only use diesel engines? Only. You know, people are talking about electricity, electric Tesla trucks, but they're not in use currently. And I think there's a reason for that. Also, military uses diesel engines throughout, and they tend to be the leaders in technology.
You know, for a long time, Andre, the military used horses. And then Hitler invaded Poland.
Okay. With a diesel tank.
And those horses did not do so well against modern armor. So just because manufacturers today are using diesel does not mean that electricity is not the future. It just means that, you know, we're living in the past and we have yet to see the full extent of how far electrification goes. Now, let's talk about some of the things, and they're on the board here, right? Power, efficiency, and durability. So let's start with power.
Let's start with power. So we already mentioned Cummins makes 400 horsepower and 1,000 pound-feet of torque.
So how much do we think that 7.3 liter is going to produce? Now, Ford has not yet told us, have not yet revealed either horsepower, MPG, or torque. So we can kind of extrapolate, though. I think we can take a guess at it.
Yeah, so let's take the 6.2 liter gas V8 that they currently use, which is 385 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. Let's just get power per liter, right? So we did all the calculations. It's on our website, tfltruck.com, right? So, and if you extrapolate that to bigger displacement, 7.3 liters, you're looking at approximately 450 horsepower and about 506 pound-feet of torque in the new gas V8.
So torque-wise, you're about halfway to what the current diesel's producing,
about
right?
half.
About half, give or take, right?
Yes.
They're producing about 1,000 pound-foot of
That's
torque.
our guess.
That's our guess.
Right.
Now, can you make up that extra torque with a battery? I think you can.
Sure, you could add whatever electric motors you want.
Because electric motors have one huge advantage, right? And
It's torque.
And it's torque, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
you can
sure.
easily get 500 pound-foot of torque out of an electric motor, like they do in a locomotive.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, but let's talk about efficiency, and with it comes weight.
Right.
Right. So as soon as you add batteries,
Yes.
as soon as you add an electric motor or two,
Yes.
You add weight.
Yes, but you're subtracting that weight by using a gasoline-powered engine because it's substantially lighter than the diesel equivalent.
Well, I don't know about that because batteries tend to be very heavy.
It depends on the battery, yes.
It depends on how big the battery is.
But weight is, of course, detrimental to almost everything, right? It's
Yes.
detrimental to performance, it's detrimental to payload, it's detrimental to towing.
Efficiency, everything.
Everything. But in a truck, you can have extra weight, right? Trucks are built big
Sure.
and they're built tough. So if there's any vehicle that can handle extra weight, it would certainly be a truck.
Okay, so now let's talk about durability.
Okay.
For just a minute. Okay.
Yes.
Because diesel engines, that's what they've proven, right? They're built heavier for a reason because they have more metal to deal with higher pressures, deal with higher temperatures, and they've proven to, you know, in a semi truck, an engine could go 1,000,000 miles before rebuild. In a pickup truck, it could go between 200 and 300,000 miles before rebuilds. Durability is there.
Yeah, but let's say that you're using a hybrid power plant.
Okay.
And you're using an electric motor.
Sure.
The great thing about electric motors is they're very durable, and if you need to replace them, you can just easily pull one out and pull the other one out. In fact, that's what Tesla did for a lot of their electric motors, right? When the ludicrous mode was blowing up their DUs in Tesla, that's the drive unit, basically the motor. They just swapped out the entire motor.
Sure.
So I could easily see a truck where you could either replace the electric motor or use the gasoline motor to a much less detrimental effect because you're not completely, overpowering it because that electric motor is helping to push the truck and the load along.
I have an ace in the hole.
Okay, what's your ace
You know
in the
what it is? Modification. You can tune a diesel engine very easily. You can put a bigger turbo on it. You can put, more fuel pressure into it, and you can make tremendous power.
Yeah, you can also hack an electric motor. I mean, it's the software basically that allows how much power the battery is putting into that motor. It's very similar, right? I mean, you could hack that thing so that it's putting out more torque.
Oh, okay, but how does it sound?
It sounds
It's silent.
But that
I want my truck
the 7.3 is going to sound great, right? If you want to do a catback exhaust, put it on the 7.3. I guess I'm saying, Andre, I can see a future where diesels, because of their reputation, because of how dirty they are, because of how much extra cost they have, right? How much extra maintenance you have to add diesel emission fluid, right?
Sure.
You get rid of all of that, you save a lot of money, and you replace it with a battery and electric motor to make up for the torque, to make up for the power, and you've got yourself, I think, a modern heavy-duty truck. And I suspect that with Ford introducing that 7.3 liter, that is what's coming. That's what's on their mind because they've already committed. Let's keep this in reality, right? They've committed to doing a hybrid F-150.
Yes, they have.
There's spy pictures out there that are claiming to be an electric F-150.
Yes, there might be true.
So doesn't it make sense that they would take the next step and go into heavy-duty trucks?
Well, there's no
Or Super
information on
Duties?
this yet.
Yes.
All we know is the 7.3 is coming. That's all we know.
Because to me, I don't understand why else you'd come out with a 7.3. At some point, I think this is the beginning of the end for diesel.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you think diesel will continue, or is this a definite trend? Will gas engines take over?
And let us know in the comments below. And as always, please let Andre know that he's wrong and that I'm right.
Roman is obviously wrong.
We appreciate you guys watching, and come back to TFLtruck.com for more news, views, and of course, you saw it first. You did see it first. You were the first out there with that 7.3.
I know, with detailed video interview.
And in the first comment, let's pin that video that we did with the engineer. So if you want to watch the entire video of the 7.3, what makes it efficient, really good interview, just click in the first comment and you can check that out as well. See you guys next time. Ciao.
Thanks, and thanks to Joel, the engineer, for talking
Thanks,
to
dude.
me.